Mood tracker time. We're just weaving our way all throughout the country tonight. We spun the wheel. It landed on Notre Dame. The mood of the Notre Dame fan base right now. I'm just going to assume the role of a Notre Dame fan tonight because I have some things I want to say. I'm in pure gold rush mode right now, which I know, yes, seems a little hokey because it is Notre Dame, but I would kind of say this even if this was Virginia Tech and they were in the exact same position Notre Dame is. Just pure on gold rush. Just full steam ahead, get out of the way or get run over. This is our time. Now, the haters will say, dude, Notre Dame? They're losing Love. They're losing Price. Yes, they are. But here's the thing about college football. If you lose players, you get to replace them. So, yeah, they're losing two very, very good tailbacks. But Williams and Young probably combined to make a top 10 tailback room for them this upcoming year, which doesn't mean there's not a little bit of drop-off there. It's just not off a cliff. And in the aggregate, the rest of that team is loaded. Who has this? Listen to this. All right, and you tell me who else has this, because it's a very unique position that Notre Dame finds themselves in. You're looking at the FanDuel odds to win it all this year. That's not a typo. Notre Dame has the best odds in the entire country. And the reason is because they ended the season last year winning 10 straight, but they feel like they still got shafted out of a playoff spot. And so they have this massive chip on their shoulder. They've got a bulk majority of that roster back. They got a loaded staff. C.J. Carr is now an experienced quarterback. They're probably in about as good a position in terms of weaponry around him as they've been at any point during Marcus Freeman's tenure there. And I would think this is one of very few spots in the country this year where you look at the team, it's fair to say title or bust. And by title or bust on this show, we mean go play for the national title. You know, that's how we hedge the bet a little bit, because obviously if Notre Dame plays for a national title and they lose in the final minute, it's not a bust. But they got to be right in that mix for the national title this year. And as for, the Notre Dame fan viewpoint on all this, Notre Dame fans always have to deal with folks hating on a couple of different things. One, any given year, there's a large contingent of the college football public that thinks Notre Dame's overrated. And then number two, a lot of people pissed off that you maintain your independence. And if I'm a Notre Dame fan, I think I'm well cut out to be one, because I'm well cut out to look at all that and just smile at it. I'd love it. I would love it. I'd particularly love that I get this team this year. But then in general, the whole independence argument, you've never heard me on this show, so I'm removing myself. I'm me again for a second. You've never heard me yell for Notre Dame to join a conference, ever. Because I know if I were Notre Dame, I would do exactly what Notre Dame's done. Okay, so now I'm hopping back into the shoes of a Notre Dame fan. Hey guys, do me one favor. Check and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you are, great. If you're not, it's that easy. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't sign you up for anything. It just helps us do the show this way forever. All right, back to the clip. I'd look around and I'd make the very simple retort to anyone yelling that I need to join a conference that you'd do the exact same thing if you were us, if you could do it, but you can't. So you're not actually upset about principle. You're upset out of envy, out of jealousy. And by the way, some of you used to be independent and you sold out. It's not our fault that we defined what matters to us and then we defined what we believe in and then we adhered to it. We committed the cardinal sin of maintaining who we are and what we claim we are while the rest of you jumped into conference boats to save you left and right. We didn't need saving. We're Notre Dame. I would relish in just shouting that in people's faces. So I'd be a good Notre Dame fan. I think I'd be very good at it. Schedule is what it is this year. It's very soft. There's no defending that. They don't need me to defend it. It kind of is what it is. You had USC on there, and now the USC matchup got scrapped. So what you're left with is you're left with Miami really being the only top 20 caliber team they're going to play this year. What does that mean? It means you got very low margin for error. Kind of like last year, only worse. You can afford to probably lose one game here. And then if you lose another one, you'll probably be out of the playoffs, as you should be. That's worth the trade-off. Totally fair trade-off. You got this kind of squad. You got this kind of opportunity. You've got the most recent example in your rearview mirror of what can happen if you don't maximize on your regular season opportunities. You got to win them all. You got to win them all. Notre Dame should go undefeated this year, or at the very worst 11-1. They should be a top 4 seed, and that's what it should be. We'll see what it is. But that mood, man, this is going to be the slowest spring and summer in the history of any kind of Notre Dame fans' lives, especially if you're like 25 years old or younger. Now, if you're a 68-year-old Notre Dame fan, you've lived a lot of life, and you've learned, don't try and speed up the offseason. Now, it'll get here soon enough. But if you're a 23-year-old Notre Dame fan, this is going to crawl by. But that's okay. It'll eventually get here. Studies show that a majority of our audience that leaves the house wears clothing. At least something is in your closet. Whether you choose to wear it or not, that's your business, and we're not trying to change your lifestyle at all. What I am saying is if you are one of those people who does wear shirts or does wear pullovers or does wear hats, humbly, PateStateMaterial.com is there for you. Got new items over there that I didn't even know about. I was perusing last week because I was about to send someone something. Yes, I buy stuff out of our own store. No freebies here. And I saw like 5 shirts that I knew we conceptualized them. I didn't know that they had uploaded them into the store. But that's Alex for you. She never sleeps. So PateStateMaterial.com is there for your convenience. And no wardrobe is complete without it. That's what some people are saying, at least. FanDuel right now, as you see, the exclusive odds provider of the show, FanDuel equips us with, well, that information's publicly available, but FanDuel also equips us with a lot of context that helps, during very, very interesting times during the college football season when so-and-so would be favored on a neutral field, and then we get called out for it, and then FanDuel says, no, actually, they're right. They would be favored. And then the dude who was criticizing us and calling us a liar just says, well, it doesn't matter. Games aren't played on point spreads. They're played on the field. And I'm like, we know. We never suggested anything other than that. Anyway, FanDuel keeps their hands clean on that. That's us. We traffic in the mud on those sorts of arguments. But right now, new signups over there, of course. You're a new sign-up. You bet $5. If you win your first bet over there, you get $100 in bonus bets. Jesse suggested maybe some baseball futures today. Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know what the win total is this year. No, it's just under. Apparently just under. Don't even know what the number is. It's really responsible. But you got March Madness coming up. You got conference tournaments coming up. You got college football futures you can hit right now. I'm not going to say the options are endless. There is eventually an end to them, but you can go for quite a while over there.